Okay, thank you very much for your kind introduction. So my name is Fumitoshi Matsuno from Graduate School Engineering. The title of my talk is Creation of Invisible Robot. Okay, do you know this shrine at Kyoto? It is Iwashimizu Hachimangu. It's a national treasure in Japan. In this shrine, there is a famous monument. Do you know this monument? This is Edison Monument. In the guide map of Iwashimizu Hachimangu, we find that the following explanation. Thomas Edison, the master of innovation, used the filament of bamboo, which grows in the shrine bamboo forest. So, do you know who invented the filament lamp? Edison was not the only innovator trying to make a filament lamp. One of his major competitors was Joseph Swan. This is Swan, and Swan experimented in the 1850s and 60s with carbon filament. Why? We don't know the Swan as an innovator of the filament lamp. Edison realized a system that provides his bamboo lamp instead of candle and oil lamp. The system included power station, line, wattmeter, etc. He established many companies. He achieved commercialization. Thomas Edison was not only invented many things, but also thought the way to spread them and become them popular for convenience of the public. Thomas Edison was not only an inventor, but also an entrepreneur and an enterpriser. Okay, so I think the aim of the understanding principle of nature and living things is an object of science, and based on the understanding of nature, we create artificial things to adapt the law of the nature. But there is a gap between science and engineering. We should make a bridge between understanding of nature and engineering application. Let us consider bio-inspired robotics. As a first, we consider snake locomotion. A biological question is why snake can move without legs. Living snake has many functions, not only moving, but also climbing, holding, and so on. In the moving, it has many locomotion patterns. For example, sidewinding, serpentine, and concertina. Understanding its principle and mechanism of functions are very interesting. We have developed some snake-like robot. This is a tough snake-like robot developed in 2019, and our developed robot has many locomotion. This is a sidewinding and like a sidewinder, living sidewinder, and other 5 locomotions shown in this slide are artificial motion that a living snake does not have. So you can find a living snake can climb up a tree. It makes a fixed point at the tree, and a part of its body is lifted up and another fixed point is made. By inspire this movement, we design climb up motion by combining spiral shape and twisting motion. Some links are lifted up to avoid an obstacle. The snake robot can move outside of the pipe with an obstacle. This movie shows the movement by crawler gate on an unknown irregular train, and operator input only forward or backward or turning command. It is very easy to operate. Okay, and this movie shows the movement of the climbing ladders of the snake robot. It can climb up both vertical and inclined ladder. Note that the cable connected to the snake robot does not become caught in the ladder. Okay, we can apply a snake robot for pipe inspection. There are various types of pipe, a junction, bend, and continuous diameter change, discontinuous diameter change, shear blockage. We propose unified approach for motion design of the snake robot negotiating complicated pipe structures. This movie shows the motion of the snake robot inside a 20 centimeter diameter pipe with 90-degree bend and junction. And this movie shows the motion of the robot for discontinuous diameter change of pipe from 30 centimeter to 20 centimeter. Around this area, robot should change its moving shape. And this movie shows the motion of the robot for transition from inside movement to the outside movement of the pipe. And another application of the snake robot is the inspection of plant. This movie shows the demonstration of inspection of inside of a tank of a plant. Now robot climb up the vertical ladder, and at the head, CCD camera and other sensors are mounted. By using just such kind of sensor, this robot can collect the information inside of a tank. And now robot go down the ladder, and it change its shape from the climbing ladder shape to the crawler gate, and it can move like this. Okay, so let us consider the number of legs of living things. Snake, 4 leg, human 2 leg, cat and dog 4 legs, insect 6, octopus 8, and squid 10. So living things like even numbers. But the robot is artificial thing, so we can create a robot with odd number of legs. Our final objective is not only understanding living things, but also beyond living things. Currently, we developed modular one-leg robot. There is no one-leg natural creature. It is difficult to generate its locomotion intuitively. By applying our proposed learning method, the one-leg robot generates this kind of moving behavior. The module can connect each other and create clusters with various configurations. For example, 6 legs asymmetric cluster, 7 legs V-shaped cluster, and 6 legs insect-like cluster. We should design autonomous distributed system for gate generation for one-legged modular robot connected in various configurations with any number of modules. This movie shows the stable walking for 6 legs asymmetric and insect-like clusters. Each walking gate converges at straight movement, and straight movement is achieved. In the case of the insect-like cluster, its walking pattern converges to the tripod gate, same as an insect. And in this case, 7 legs V-shaped cluster realizes stable turning motion. After the walking gate is converged, signal lines of module 4, the central module, are cut. The cluster's gate pattern shifted to another pattern. It means after a leg is broken, the cluster achieves static walking again. We can conclude our proposed autonomous distributed system is robust against the leg malfunction. Okay, and next let us consider other biological question. How can ants communicate each other? What is the decentralized control strategy of swarm behavior of social insects. Modular robot, as shown in the previous slide, is a kind of a swarm robot. This slide shows the experimental result for cooperative transportation of ant-like robot. This blue is food and this area is a nest. An ant-like robot moves randomly to search food. If it finds a food, it tries to push the food to the nest. If the food is heavy for it, it gathers other robots by putting pheromone on the environment from the food to the nest. Other robot tracks the pheromone trail and gather around the food. This is the ant-like robot. We use alcohol instead of the pheromone, and two alcohol sensors are mounted at the bottom of the robot instead of the antenna of the ants to track the pheromone trail. So you can find this cooperative transportation behavior. They don't have any communication each other, but they perform cooperative transportation tasks. From this movie, we can find some swarm intelligence. And I would like to introduce leader-follower navigation of swarm robot by decentralized control strategy. Each robot has a sensing region. One is the leader, this is the leader, knows a desired path. A follower, these are the follower, does not know the desired path, and which robot is the leader. An agent receives attraction and repulsion force from agent within its sensing region. Also, the repulsion force is designed between agent and an obstacle to avoid the obstacle. This is very simple control behavior based on the potential function. And followers can avoid the deadlock at the entrance of the narrow space and can follow the leader. So now the leader approaches the entrance of the narrow space, and the follower can avoid the deadlock, and straight line formation, they pass through this narrow path area, and after passing through the exit of the narrow space, the formation is changed to another space from the straight line formation. And our formation control law is applied to movement of team of Murata cheerleaders. It was 17th anniversary event of Murata Manufactured Company in 2014. It is an entertainment. Each robot should balance on a ball, rolling ball, and maintain formation. This is only entertainment, but bio-inspired robots and the swarm intelligence are very attractive and interesting. But what is their application? It's very important for the point of view of the engineering point of view. We think the development of rescue robot system is an application of bio-inspired robots and swarm intelligence. So based on experience from Hanshin Abaji earthquake, 1995, we have developed rescue robot system. In 2011, we had a Great East Japan earthquake. We visited a disaster site with our developed rescue robot. As you know, the Great East Japan earthquake is complex disaster by not only earthquake and tsunami, but also Fukushima nuclear power plant accident. Human cannot enter the damaged building at Fukushima. Robot technology should be used. In 2018, we applied snake robot and crawler robot at the landslide disaster site at Okayama. Toughness is very important for the disaster response robot system. Robustness and flexibility of social insect and living things are good hint for toughness of disaster response robot system. Okay, so next we will consider what is a robot. So please answer the following question. If your answer is yes, you can use reaction function and please raise your hand. Okay, first question is, do you think an airplane a robot? If yes, please raise your hand. I cannot find the number. Okay. So I don't know how many numbers of person answered yes. Okay, so next is the, do you think a car is a robot? Maybe not so much. And we have current, a car has a auto cruising function. Okay. And next, do you think a helicopter is a robot? Not so many people agree. So yes. So this is Yamaha R-Max. So this is an autonomous helicopter. And do you think Roomba is a robot? I guess many audience raise your hand. So what is the difference between robot and others? Maybe Roomba is a robot and others are not a robot. What is the current style of the cleaner? This is a cleaner. The Roomba is completely different from the current cleaner. It is curious and has no name. So we call Roomba as a cleaning robot. In Japanese, osoji robot. So if the Roombas are widely used more than, for example, 10 years, the word robot will disappear and we call it as cleaner. As long as the word robot is added, it is curious and not actual convenient tool for us. If the word robot erases, it is an evidence that it is truly useful for human. And I think if robot technology assimilate into society as a social infrastructure, humans use the robot technology without being conscious. So I say that I would like to create invisible robots. In the first part of this talk, I said that we should make a bridge between understanding of nature and engineering application. Based on understanding of living things, we can create useful robots for human and beyond living things. But I think it is not sufficient. Currently, COVID-19 pandemic is a very serious problem for humans in the world. People say coexist with bias. I'd like to explain the concept of deep echo. This deep ecological platform by Ness and Session in 1984 is very significant. The well-being and flourishing of human or non-human life on Earth have value in themselves. These values are independent of the usefulness of non-human world or for human purpose. Humans have no right to reduce this richness and diversity. Present human interference with the non-human world is excessive, and situation is rapidly worsening. So human-centered concept is not feasible in the nature, and we should recognize that humans is a part of nature. Creation of artificial things based on the understanding of nature and coexisting with nature by considering benefit of the earth are important. I think that it is a future direction of innovation for the well-being and flourishing. Okay, thank you very much for your kind attention. Thank you.